According to philosopher Bernard Suits, at its core, playing a game can be defined as the voluntary attempt to overcome unnecessary obstacles. And while maybe an incredibly broad definition, it is a really useful one to use as a frame of reference. I mean, one could argue that anything we do for fun is exactly that. Climbing a mountain? Unnecessary. Playing music and dancing? Super fun, but unnecessary. Beating Minecraft in under 10 minutes? Now, it might convince me to bounce on a crazy style, but again, unnecessary. So the tricky thing about games is to convince people to take on these unnecessary obstacles. And in order to do that, games need to balance the level of difficulty and skill required to guide players into enjoying the experience. Typically, this is done by slowly introducing a new concept, letting the players test their skills with that concept, before finally overcoming a difficult challenge or test that proves that you learned this new concept. I'd argue that learning how to scale difficulty so that players decide to give a game a chance is one of the most important tasks a game designer can have. A well-designed game should help you achieve a flow state by providing challenges that just barely stretches the skills that you've developed through playing the game. You've probably seen this graphic a million times, but yeah, if you have a challenge too low for one skill level, you get bored. But if you have a challenge too high for one skill level, well... Now, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, the guy who created the concept of flow, labels this section broadly as anxiety. But I think it might be more accurate to say frustration. There is a goal that needs to be achieved, but you get frustrated because it feels like you have an inability to achieve that goal. Of the two negative states, I might argue that frustration is the deadlier one. Because if a challenge is too easy for your skill level, you can easily increase the difficulty by arbitrarily imposing as many additional unnecessary obstacles as you want. Beating the game as fast as possible like in a speed run, or creating a more difficult mode like Pokemon Nuzlocke challenges. But if a game is too difficult for your skill level, there's not much more you can do other than keep trying or give up. The harder the challenge is compared to your skill level, the more frustration builds, and the more likely it'll explode out in...
Go full cam, that's it.
You really just gonna give up?
That's it for the day, that's it.